In this video, I'm going to show you my exact Amazon ad strategy that I use to generate full-time income through Amazon KDP. And if you're wondering why your ads aren't getting impressions and they're not getting clicks, make sure you watch till the end because I have the answer. So let's get right into this. This is my Amazon ad strategy that I use with all my books when I launch them and when I continue to let them run over months and even years. So let's get right into this. So why should we use Amazon ads? So first of all, Amazon ads, of course, gets you more sales. It also helps with your organic ranking and organic sales. And even if your ads are breaking even, they're still doing something. They're still helping out with your organic sales and getting your book shown to more people. So there's really no reason not to run Amazon ads to your books. So just an overview of what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be learning how to understand our Amazon ads, how Amazon ad placements work, what makes profitable Amazon ads, and most important metrics that we need to track. So number 2 is we're going to create our campaigns. I'm going to walk you through how to find keywords for your campaigns and exactly what campaigns you should set up. Number 3 is we're going to learn how to find winning keywords. So what are the parameters that determine a winning keyword from our previous campaigns that we set up and what exactly to do with those winning keywords. So number 4 is we're going to learn how to further optimize our ads. So just continuing to find keywords and optimizing our click-through rate. So let's get into phase 1, which is understanding Amazon ads. So how do Amazon ad placements work? So there is essentially 4 main placements for your book in Amazon ads. The first one is the top of page. This is the main spot, the most ideal one. It's the first thing that people see when they go to a given keyword. There is the middle of the page, there is the bottom of the page, and then lastly, there is the product page. This is where you're advertising on a specific product's actual page. How do we get these placements? What exactly is going on? So essentially for each placement, there are mini auctions going on between all the books that are advertising to these keywords, and based on a few parameters, a book gets selected for that specific spot. So what determines what wins the specific placement? It's essentially just a mixture of keyword relevance, bid amount, the likelihood of someone buying your book, how well does it fit into the keyword, and your book's click-through rate. So if your book's already getting lots of attention, it's getting lots of clicks, you're more likely to win more bids. However, no one fully understands the algorithm and what truly wins placements. It is forever changing. So how can we win these placements and create profitable ads? So there's one thing that you have to understand before you go into Amazon ads, and that is that your ads don't determine if your book sells. Your book determines if your ads sell. If no one wants to click your book, the best ad strategy is not going to do anything. So what am I talking about? You have to create a desirable book that people want to buy. This is how you succeed with Amazon ads. The secret is not in the ads itself. The secret is with your book. So you have to have a good keyword, something that has low competition and high demand, a cover that looks professional and stands out from the rest, a well-structured title that sparks curiosity and properly targets your ideal reader's problems and how you're going to solve them, at least 20 reviews to ensure that you have some social proof, and a refined product page that can close the sale. This is your description, your A+ content, your author profile, and I'm ensuring that you have a good amount of reviews. So pair this with targeting relevant keywords, and your ads are going to crush it. So some of the most important metrics that we need to track are the click-through rate, the cost per click, the top of search impression share, and then the ACoS, which is actually the most important. So the first one, click-through rate, is essentially just the ratio of how often shoppers click on your ad when displayed. It's basically calculated by the clicks divided by the impressions of the ad. So 2 is cost per click. This is the average amount you paid for each click on an ad. So number 3 is the top of search impression share. This is just the percentage of top of search impressions on the campaign. So that's where that top spot was. This is how much percentage of that campaign is getting that top spot. And of course, the ACoS. This basically determines if your ads are profitable or not. So the percentage of your sales that you spend on advertising. This is calculated by dividing your spend by sales attributed to your ads. Attribution varies by campaign type. So the goal for this is the lower, the better. So the ideal range is 20 to 35. That's kind of the ideal range that you want to be. And we'll go in deeper on how to kind of optimize that soon. So phase 2 is creating our campaigns. So what exactly are we going to do when we create our campaigns and what campaigns are we going to create? So there's going to be 4 main campaigns that we're going to create for every book. The first one is an automatic campaign. So Amazon will select products and keywords to target for you. You essentially just select your bid, select your daily budget, and let it run. Number 2 is a manual product. So this is going to be, we are going to find products to target where you get the ads on the product page. We're going to select our bids for each product, select our daily budget, and then we're going to let it run. So number 3 is a manual keyword campaign. So we're going to select keywords that we want to target. Same thing as before, we're going to select our keywords. We're going to put our daily budget, put our bid amount, and then let it run. And then after we get some data, we're going to create a winning campaign. So the winning keywords from our ad campaigns get put into this winning campaign, which we can then scale up. All right, so now let's go in and actually create our campaigns. So to actually get to your Amazon Ads dashboard, you just want to go to your main KDP dashboard and just click marketing in the top right corner. And then from here, you just simply go to Amazon Ads and select the marketplace that you want to go to. So our main market is the US market. So we can go into our Amazon.com ads dashboard. So once you're in, it's going to look something like this. You're not going to have any campaigns here. It's going to be empty. But to actually create your campaigns, you're simply just going to click create campaign. And there's going to be 3 options here. So what we're going to be doing today is the sponsored products. Lock screen ads I don't really use, and sponsored brand has its place and they can be effective, but that's more of a later date when you have a series of books. So let's just go into sponsored products. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure we click standard ad. That's the type of ads we're going to be running. And then the ad group settings, you can just keep the name, whatever it is. And then after that, you're simply going to go down to products here and select whatever products you want to advertise. So probably going to be one book, and make sure you're doing the paperback book. We don't normally advertise to ebooks because they're not as profitable. Paperback books make the most money and then they draw the most traction. So that's what we're going to be doing. So after you've done that, you just simply scroll down, and for targeting in this specific campaign, we're going to be doing our automatic campaign first. So we're just going to click automatic targeting. So when it comes to setting our bids, I normally will just always start with the suggested bid that they give you. Some people do multiple campaigns with lower bids and higher bids, but what I like to do is I always like to do at least a suggested bid or a bit more, because when you're first doing a campaign, testing a book, trying to find some winning keywords, you don't want your bid price to be the reason why you're not winning placements. I would rather have unprofitable ads and be able to scale the bids back than to not win placements because my bid's not where it's supposed to be. So I always have the suggested bid or a bit more, and then from there I can bring my bid cost down and then optimize for the keywords. So we're just going to keep it at 68. So for campaign bidding strategy, what this actually does is Amazon will change your bid based on certain placements if it can win a placement for cheaper or for more money, but we don't want it spending more money than what we bid. So I always just do dynamic bids down only. So then there's a possibility that we spend less than what our bid was, but not a possibility that we spend more. So always do down only. And then we want to name this campaign something that we can recognize. So I will do book 1 automatic campaign. No end date, and the daily budget, we can just start at $10. It's more than enough to start. So from here, you're just going to want to click launch campaign. It's going to process for a few hours and it's going to be live. And then now we can move on to our next campaign, which is our manual keyword campaign. So same thing, go into sponsored products. So the top section is the same. You're just going to want to click standard ad, select your book. And then for targeting, instead of automatic targeting, this time we're going to go to manual targeting. And because this is our keyword campaign, we're going to click keyword targeting. So because this is our test campaign to find some winning keywords, we're going to want to target the exact keywords, the phrase version, and then the broad version. So what this does is you can select these boxes here, and it essentially will target the exact keyword, which is exactly what you put in, a phrase of it. So it's going to kind of reword it a bit to make it a bit different. And then it's going to target the broad spectrum, which is keywords that are similar to it. So you kind of get a wide spectrum. You're not just targeting what you chose, you get a lot more. So now we can actually go into selecting our keywords we're going to target. So there's 2 ways of doing this. The first one is Amazon will have all these suggested keywords for you. And what you can do is you can just go through here and select a bunch that are relevant to your book. And you can have the option here to add all 3, the broad, the phrase, and the exact. So you can go ahead and add whatever keywords you want. So go through there, try to get at least 50 to 100 keywords. The more the better. Some people just target a few keywords and then they wonder why they can't find winners, but you need to spread yourself wide. And the winning keywords are always the ones that you wouldn't expect to be the winning keywords. So we want as many as you can. So that's the first way of finding keywords. Go through the list, pick all the ones that are relevant. Now the second way of finding keywords is to use this tool called keywordtool.io. So if you watched my keyword research video already, you would know this tool. So what this tool does is essentially just will show you search results for Amazon based on whatever you type in. So we want to filter it to Amazon and to books. And then from there, we can just type in whatever keyword we are using. So let's say our keyword is data modeling, for example. So we put this in, we search, and now it's going to give us all the search results that people are searching that's related to the phrase data modeling. So now what we can do is we can actually go like this and copy paste all of these ones that are relevant. So if they're all relevant, copy paste them all and then go back to our ads dashboard. And from there, we can go to the enter list section. So this is where we're going to enter the list of our own keywords that we found. So simply copy paste that in. You might have to just delete some of the top text here. That's what happens with this website. And now we're going to simply just add these keywords, and we're going to make sure we've selected the exact phrase and the broad. So we have all of them, we have the wide spectrum. And now it's going to ask you to put a bid in for all the keywords that don't have a suggested bid. So if a keyword doesn't have a suggested bid, it's most likely because it's not as popular, it's not being targeted as much, so there's not as much data to go off of. So you have to just set your bid. With this, I always like to do a lower bid, because if they're not being targeting very much, they're probably not very competitive. So you don't need to bid 80 cents. You can easily bid 40 cents. So all the ones that didn't have a suggested bid came up as the 40 cents that we put in, and the rest of them just have the normal suggested bid that's there. So now we're actually going to have to set our bids for these keywords. So you're probably wondering, what do we bid? Do we just leave it as is? And what I do is I will always bid around the middle range of this suggested bid. So there's going to be a range that Amazon suggests. So in this keyword, for example, it's 32 cents to 53 cents. So I'm usually going to bid right in the middle of it, which is also what Amazon kind of suggests. But one thing you should do is you should never bid over $1. Our books are only going to be $15 for high content books. And if you're bidding $1.50, $2, it starts to get into the realm of not much profit. But something to take note of is this one here, for example. The suggested bid is $1.97. So all these ones that have these higher bids, if they're $1.97, I would go and change it to $1 or even less. When your books are first starting out, even go to like 80 cents. So just to clarify, you're going to want to keep Amazon suggested bids. Make sure they're right in the middle of the range it gives you. But if they're over $1, go and change it, bring it back to $1, or bring it even less down to about 80 cents. And now this is for high content books. If you're doing low content books, the bids are going to be a lot cheaper. So they're probably going to be around 20 cents or 30 cents. And you can do the same concept, but in the lower bid bracket. So the same thing, just dynamic bids down only, name your campaign, book 1 manual keyword, and then daily budget $10. Click launch campaign. Now let's go and do our product campaign. So the same thing as before, you just want to go into sponsored products, standard ad, and then select the book you're going to advertise to, manual targeting. But now instead of keyword targeting, we're going to select product targeting. So to find the products that we want to target, we're just going to use the Amazon suggestions. So they're actually going to suggest you some categories as well. So you can go ahead and add whatever relevant categories are there. And then after you've done that, you're going to want to go over to individual products. And then we're going to target the individual products that are in our niche. So I like to use exact targeting with the products, because what expanded does is essentially will just target a bunch of other books that are similar to the one you're targeting around and that are in the topic. But what I don't like about this is that it will target books that have like 1,000+ reviews. And that's one of the rules when we're creating our product campaigns, is especially with a new book, you don't want to be targeting books that have over 1,000 reviews or even over 500, because as a brand new book with 10 or 20 reviews, the odds of us taking sales from those books is very slim, and we're just going to be spending and wasting money. So what we want to be doing is selecting books that have 500 reviews or less to target, and then only after you start getting your reviews up and your book starts doing better can we go back and target some of those higher ticket books. So you're essentially just going to go through the list and just add books that are relevant to your niche that you want to target with under 500 reviews. So we can add this one here. Same thing with the bids. You want it in that middle range of the suggested bids, and don't go over $1. So just go through the list and add as many relevant books that you can. Try to aim for 25 or 50. So then the same thing as before. We just go to dynamic bids down only and then name this campaign our book 1 product campaign. So book 1 product targeting, daily budget $10, and then just click launch campaign. So those are going to be our 3 campaigns that's going to get us our winning keywords. So now let's go and actually learn how to find those winning keywords from those campaigns. So phase 3 is determining our winning keywords. So what exactly determines a winning keyword? So you have to have at least 2 sales with an ACoS of under 30%. One sale wouldn't be enough, as there wouldn't be enough data and it could just be a one-off sale. And if you have a too high of an ACoS, it's going to show your ads are not profitable for that keyword for now. So if you do have keywords that have made sales, but they have a higher ACoS, try lowering the bid for that keyword by 10 cents. So essentially, if you see here, this keyword here, which is blurred out, has 2 sales and it's at a 24% ACoS. So this would be considered a winning keyword. It's made a few sales and it's profitable. So what we're going to do is we're essentially just going to take this keyword and move it and put it into a winning campaign. And you're going to continue to do this every week. And this is what's going to build up that winning keyword campaign till eventually you'll have 25, 30, 50, 100 winning keywords in there, ones that are shown to be profitable. So now what you're going to do is you're going to let those 3 campaigns run for about a week, let it collect some data, and then from there, once it has some data, we're going to go into the actual campaigns and see if we can find some winning keywords. So From the dashboard, you're just going to go into and click one of these campaigns. So book one auto test, and you're going to want to click on the ad group. So from there, you're going to want to go into search terms. And then after you go into search terms, you're going to want to click the orders column twice. So what this does is essentially just filters it so you get the keywords that have the most orders at the top, and then you can easily find the keywords that are making sales. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go and look for any keywords that have more than 2 sales with an ACoS of 30% or below. So right away, you can see the first one here has 15 orders and has an ACoS of 21%. So this is absolutely a winning keyword. So now what I want to do is have a separate Google Doc and record any keywords that fill these parameters, 2 or more sales and a 30% ACoS or less. And what I'm also going to record with it is the cost per click. So the cost per click is going to be the average cost per click that I spent on this keyword to get these sales. And if it's made over 2 sales and if it's profitable with a low ACoS, that means my cost per click is at a good spot. So we're going to take that and record it as well in our Google Doc. So go into your 3 campaigns that we set up and go and record any keywords that are winning keywords. If you're in the product campaign, they're not going to be keywords, they're going to be the books, and it's going to be the ASIN underneath the book, which is what you're going to record. So now that we've created our 3 test campaigns, we've let them run for a few weeks to get some data. Now we're going to actually take the keywords that were winning ones and go and create our winning campaign. So it's the same thing as before, just go into sponsored products, standard ad, select the book you want to advertise to, go into manual targeting, and go into keyword targeting. And from here, what we're going to do differently is we're going to go to enter list and we're going to deselect broad and phrase. So now we have the winning keywords from our test campaigns. So we know that those specific keywords are the good ones. So we have to target them exactly instead of the broad version of them. So simply take your list, put it into here and add the keywords. And for the bids, you're going to use the cost per click that they had when you found the winners. And you're going to do the exact same thing for your product campaign. It's going to be a separate campaign with your winning products. And then you simply just do dynamic bids down only, $10 a day budget, and then we're going to name this one book one winning campaign. So now what you're going to do with this winning campaign is just going to let it run and then raise the daily budget as it starts to perform better and you can start to scale it up. So create 2 of these winning campaigns, one for keywords and one for products. So phase 4 is optimizing our ads. As our campaigns run, they will continue to collect more data and will continue to find winning keywords. How can we ensure that our ads are actually optimized? So like I said, we continue to move winning keywords from campaigns to our winning campaign so that that campaign can be optimized with the products and the keywords that are in it. Number 2 is you want to adjust bids on keywords if an ACoS is too high. So go through your initial campaigns as well as your winning campaign. And if an ACoS is too high, try lowering the bid by 10 cents. If the ACoS is low, it's under 20, try raising it by 10 cents. So and the third thing we can do to optimize our ads is to continue to optimize your book. Watch your click-through rate and optimize things like your book's description, your book's A+ content, your cover, and continue to gather reviews. Majority of the time, if your ads aren't converting, and it's not the ads at all, your ads are just bringing traffic to your book, and your book determines if people buy it or not. It has nothing to do with the ads. The ads are just saying, here, check this out. And if they don't like it, they're not going to buy it. So it's not going to happen overnight, but your books and ads will slowly get better over time. As there's more data, as your books get better, they will continue to perform better. So what if I'm actually not getting any impressions or any clicks? So there are 4 things that we can look at if you're not getting any impressions or clicks. So the first one is your keyword might not have enough demand. There simply just isn't enough people searching up your keyword. Your keyword is just a dead keyword that doesn't have demand. The second thing is your keyword might have too much saturation. So there's books that have 1,000 reviews with awesome covers, they're making lots of sales, and you can't compete with these books because they keep winning the bids because they probably have a higher bid price. They're just a more desirable book. So why would somebody click yours that has 5 reviews and a crappy cover when they can click this one that has 1,000 reviews and an awesome cover? So to actually do well in saturated topics, you have to have more reviews, you have to have a good title that sparks curiosity, and you have to have a professional looking, well-designed cover. From here, when you have that, you can also raise your bids a bit more and see where the sweet spot is. So the third thing is, like I just mentioned before, if your cover and title aren't good, people simply aren't going to be interested in your book. So even if you have a good keyword with good demand, not much competition, if your cover and title aren't good, this is what sells your book. This is all ads are doing, are just showing your book to people. And if your cover and title aren't there and it's not a book that's relevant to the people there, it's not going to get any attention. So you have to make sure that those things are on point and you're actually targeting an audience that is there to buy. So if there's no audience, the best cover is not going to do any good. So you have to have a mixture of a good cover, a good title, and it's actually targeting an audience that's there. And the fourth thing, which is probably the least likely thing, is you're not targeting relevant keywords. So if you do the whole process properly that we just went over when we set up our campaigns, then you should absolutely find keywords or even get some traction, but this is also something to consider, but it's very unlikely that you're not targeting relevant keywords. If you're not targeting relevant keywords, it probably means the keywords that you're looking at just aren't actually good keywords and there's no demand. There's nobody going to them. Well, that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Amazon ads is definitely the hardest part of the process, but this is a great starting point and it's a great strategy. One of the most important things for your Amazon ads is having a good keyword, so make sure you go into the description and download my curated list of 51 winning keywords. That's it for this week. We'll see you next week.